and thaw. And freeze. You know, this is a very special time of year. When it's cold at night and warm during the day, that special thing happens to our sugar maple trees where, remember, if we cut the tree or drill a hole in the tree, we learn that we can get the water or the sap from the tree. And what do the Native Americans do with that water or sap? They cook their dinner, they're heating it. They would use a clay pot, or they would use a hollowed out log with a fire. And when they heated that sap, they would make syrup. Did you taste the sap today?
Yeah.
What did it look like? It looked a lot like water. And what did it taste like? Some of you might have tasted a little bit of sweet. Did anyone think it tasted a little bit like water? It didn't quite taste like syrup, but it is pretty good. Remember, it's pretty much just water. But when we heat it, we make it even more special. I want you to look at something, everybody. Look up here. Can you see these big pots on the ground?
Yeah.
When pioneers came to this land, the Native Americans taught them how to make maple syrup. And the pioneers had big cast iron kettles. They would boil their sap down from a big kettle to a small kettle like this. And when they boiled their sap down over a fire, that's when they would make syrup. Well, the Native Americans took 7 days to boil their sap into sugar. The pioneers would boil all of that sap down that they collected in 3 or 4 days. And nowadays, boys and girls, you are standing in the sugar shack. And in a building like today, people who still collect maple syrup, who collect sap and make maple syrup, use, are you ready? The evaporator. This big pan that's got all of this echo is where we would put our sap. And underneath our evaporator, we would build a really hot fire. And we built that hot fire. Have you guys ever had macaroni and cheese before?
Yeah.
You watch mom or dad make macaroni and cheese? You know how that steam comes up off of the water when it boils? We boil the water from the tree. We boil the sap. And that steam comes out of our evaporator. And pretty soon, the sap that flows through this big metal pan, as it gets hotter and hotter, the water turns into syrup. The syrup that we can put on our pancakes and waffles and French toast. Does that sound pretty good?
Yeah.
You might see. We got chipmunks that live in here. This is a nice warm place for them to get out of the rain or out of the snow. Chipmunks might be scurrying across, but don't worry. They're friendly. They don't take any of our sap or our syrup. But what do you think? The trees that we call sugar maples play a pretty important role in nature. Remember, they give us air, they give us wood to build our homes, and they give us something really sweet, maple syrup. Boys and girls, would you like to try some maple syrup?
Yeah.
We have a very special sample for you back at our Nature Center. I'm going to let Ranger Charlie lead the way. He's going to take you back to the Nature Center, and you all are going to have a chance to taste that sweet maple syrup. Does that sound good to everybody?
Yeah.
Boys and girls, thank you for being a good group. I want you all to follow Ranger Charlie. And you guys have a nice day today, okay?
Walking, everybody.